यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावता वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। Hari Om. We will chant after Sorta number 16. We chanted it last time, but we will chant again. It's a very beautiful set of Chaupais. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama 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 Pranavau Parijana Sahita Videhu जाहि राम पद गूढ़ सनेहु जोग भोग मह राखेहु गोई राम बिलोकत प्रगटेहु सोई प्रणवौ प्रथम भरत के चरना जासु नेम व्रत जाई न बरना रामचरण पंकज मन जासु लुबुध मधुप इव तजई न पासु बंदौ लक्ष्मण पद जल जाता शीतल सुभग भगत सुखदाता रघुपति कीरति बिमल पताका दंड समान भयउ जस जाका शेष सहस्र शीस जग कारण जो अवतरे भूमि भयटारन सदा सो सानुकूल रहमो पर कृपा सिंधु सौमित्री गुणाकर रिपुसूदन पद कमल नमामि सूर सुशील भरत अनुगामी महावीर बिनवौ हनुमाना राम जासु जस आप बखाना प्रणवौ पवन कुमार खलबन पावक ज्ञान घन जासु हृदय आगार बसहि राम सर चाप धर कपिपति रीछ निसाचर राजा अंगदादि जे की समाजा बंदौ सबके चरण सुहाए अधम शरीर राम जिन्ह पाए रघुपति चरण उपासक जेते खग मृग सुर नर असुर समेते बंदौ पद सरोज सब केरे जे बिनु काम राम के चेरे सुख सनकादि भगत मुनि नारद जे मुनि बर विज्ञान विसारद प्रणवौ सबहि धरनि धरि सीसा करहु कृपा जन जानी मुनीसा जनक सुता जग जनकी जानकी अतिशय प्रिय करुणा निधान की ताके जुग पद कमल मनावऊ जासु कृपा निर्मल मति पावऊ पुनि सुनि मन बचन कर्म रघुनायक, चरण कमल बंदउ सब लायक। राजीव नयन धरे धनुषायक, भगत विपति भंजन सुखदायक। गिरा अरथ जल बीचि सम, कहियत भिन्नन भिन्न। बंदउ सीता राम पद, जिनहि परम प्रिय खिन्न। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। So Goswami Ji is now doing Vandana to the great personalities in Ramayana. Later on, whatever unfolds in their life, in the life of these personalities, if we want to find the gist of those things, that is given in these chaupais. Means they might have accomplished several things, but out of those things, what was the main thing that they were known for? What was the main thing that Bhagwan loved in them? Those things are listed here. So we all know Dasharath Maharaj was a great king, Indra was his friend, very powerful. Dasharatha means he can fight 10 rathas at one time, means 10 chariots attacking each other, attacking one person. He can fight all those 10 single-handedly. But Goswami Ji says that was his greatness, that is true, but his main greatness was the love that he had for Bhagwan Rama. And this was a very pure love, the greatness of which can be determined when you know what a person can sacrifice for that love. Right? Between two things, if we want to find what do we love more than the other, it is said what are we ready to sacrifice. That decides or that shows what we love more. So like that, Dasharath Maharaj Ji, his love was the purest love he had for Bhagwan, because of which he even gave up this body like a blade of grass. Then Goswami Ji did Vandana to Janak Maharaj. Then he came to Bharat Ji, and now we are at Lakshman Ji. Bandau Lachimana Padajala Jata, Sitala Subhaga Bhagat Sukhadata. Raghupati Kirati Bimala Pataka, Danda Samana Bhayau Jasa Jaka. Goswami Ji is doing Vandana to Lakshman Ji, and he introduces Lakshman Ji in a very unconventional way. Means the way that we are not familiar with. He says Lakshman Ji's nature is he is very Sitala, means he is very calm and composed. Subhaga, good character, and Bhagat Sukhadata, he gives joy to devotees, Bhaktajana. This we had discussed in our Bhagavad Gita class also, that Lakshman Ji's anger is something that we should learn from. When to get angry and for what reasons to get angry. That second line is very helpful. Raghupati Kirati Bimala Pataka. Goswami Ji says Lakshman Ji is like Bhagwan's glory is like the flag. Raghupati Kirati Bimala Pataka. And who is Lakshman Ji? He is like that flag post. Danda Samana Bhayau Jasa Jaka. Means he remains unnoticed, just like that flag post. Attention does not go on the flag post too much. Our attention is always on the flag. But that flag needs that flag post for us to see it at that height. That is why both always go together. the flag and the flag post, you cannot have flag sitting separately and flag post. The beauty doesn't come out so well. So both are always together, Lakshmanji and Bhagwan Ramchandraji. And just like that flag post, it doesn't want attention for itself. Generally during 15th August or any Independence Day or national events, whenever we used to have this flag hoisting, right? Even here, whenever we have it, you see that flag post is not too attractive. It's like a old metal rod and there will be a thick rope tied to it. But what it does is, the beauty of that flag, that it brings out. So Lakshmanji's character also, whenever he got angry, the response of Bhagwan Ramchandraji was glorified even more. And Lakshmanji always got angry when somebody said something to Bhagwan Rama. For himself, he never got angry. It was only when some higher ideal, Bhagwan, Shastra, nation, when those things become subject of criticism, that is when Lakshmanji got angry. First time in the court of Janak Maharaj, when Janak Maharaj says that there is nobody, no warrior left on this earth, no strong person left on this earth, then Lakshmanji says, when Bhagwan Ramchandraji is sitting, how can you say such a thing? He gets up and gets angry. But right after, imagine if he had not said it and Bhagwan himself had to get up and start speaking about his Velar, then that flag's glory would have gotten diminished. So this flag post is such, it doesn't mind if Sevaka gets some kind of blame, but my master's glory should be high. So then Bhagwan's response, Bhagwan just looks at Lakshmanji, with a side glance, and he says, now that is sufficient, what you have said, now you sit down. So his anger is not something that he is, getting overpowered by. He can very nicely withdraw it whenever Bhagwan wants him to. Later Parshuramji comes. Parshuramji is angry at Bhagwan because he has broken the Dhanush of Bhagwan Shiva. And at that time, if Bhagwan himself had said something, then also that scene would not have been that good. Lakshmanji says, Bhagwan, you don't worry, I will take care of this. And then he starts getting into an argument with Parshuramji. And Parshuramji says, see your brother, he is of no good. You are very nice. That is what Lakshmanji wanted. Once Bhagwan's glory is established, he says, now my job is done, I can sit quietly. Later on, when Sumantra is ready to depart after leaving Bhagwan Ramchandraji in the forest, when Sumantra now goes back, Bhagwan tells him some words to tell to Darat Maharaj. And when Sumantra is narrating what Bhagwan said, there Sumantra says, Bhagwan said all these nice things and Lakshmanji said some bitter things. Means he was not happy that you sent them to forest. And what he said, Bhagwan asked Sumantra not to tell Dashrath Maharaj. So he says, he tells that also. And he says, I won't tell you what Lakshmanji said actually. He just said some bitter words. That is all he leaves. But with that we understand the contrast between the words that Bhagwan Ramchandraji spoke. That how, in spite of being sent to forest, Bhagwan did not have even an iota of this grudge or feeling that he has been, something unjust has happened to him. Bhagwan says, all this is my punya prabhava. So with Lakshmanji's one sentence, Bhagwan's contrast stands out even more beautifully. Like this, several incidents, several episodes, we can see where we come to know that Lakshmanji's main point was that he should bring out Bhagwan's glory. There is a book by Taponji Maharaj called as Musings from the Master. And that book is Taponji Maharaj, it's a dialogue with Taponji Maharaj. Lot of questions are asked, and Taponji Maharaj answers those from his perspective. What he thinks about sannyas ashrama, what he thinks about several other things, not only Adhyatma, but his view about many other aspects. Now you see, and that question is asked by another Swamiji, who himself might have been a very learned, Mahatma. Now he is going to Taponji Maharaj and asking for certain clarifications, certain doubts. He is like that Danda, that flag post which brings out the glory of this Mahatma even more. And without that Mahatma, the Swamiji who had gone, we would not have known so many things that Taponji Maharaj had in his heart about several aspects that came out because of these questions. And Lakshmanji also we see in Rama Gita, he asks several questions to Bhagwan Ramchandraji. And not necessary that he had delusion about those things, but he just reveled in listening to Bhagwan Rama and making sure that all of us benefit from Bhagwan's teachings. Okay, that is his Shitalta. Subhaga Bhagata Sukhadata. Whenever Bhagwan was not around, Lakshmanji did exactly that what Bhagwan wanted him to do. Means he would not get angry when Bhagwan was not around. And whenever he saw some devotee who was in distress, he would give them right guidance. Later we will see Nishadraj, who is the king, the tribal king. When he starts blaming Kaikeyi, looking at Bhagwan, he feels very sorry for what he has to go through. So he starts blaming Kaikeyi. And Lakshmanji gives him knowledge. He says, nobody is here, nobody should be blamed for anything. It is our own karmas which come back to us. And then he says, Moha Mula Paramartha Nahi. He says, this is a transactional answer I am giving you from karma standpoint. There is a higher standpoint also. Thinking yourself to be experiencer, that is moha, he says. But the point is, Bhagata Sukhadata. Nishadraj was a bhakta, and to those bhakta, Lakshmanji gave lot of solace, lot of inner strength Lakshmanji gave. So this was our Vandana to Lakshmanji. Raghupati Kirati Bimala Pataka Danda Samana Bhayau Jasa Jaka. Goswamiji adds another introduction to Lakshmanji. He says Lakshmanji is an avatara of Shesha Bhagwan. Sesha Sahasra Sisa Jagakarana Jo Avatareyu Bhumi Bhayatarana. He has incarnated to remove the fear of devotees who are here on this earth. He did remove. By showing fear, he removed fear. You should remember whose example I am referring to. Sugriva, after everything has happened, Bhagwan has killed Vali, he has been made king of Kishkinda. Bhagwan says, this is monsoon season, let's take a break, we'll come back. And Sugriva starts indulging. Then Bhagwan says to Lakshmanji, Lakshmanji, you go and just show him fear. You don't have to do anything, don't take out your arrow. Just remind him that the arrow which I used to kill Vali is still here. If I want, I can take it back. Just remind him and come. And it is said in Tulsi Ramayana only, Sugriva was hiding under the sofa or the cot in which he was seated. And he did not even go to meet Lakshmanji. He sends his wife Hanumanji and everybody to welcome Lakshmanji, because he knows his anger is so strong. And after Lakshmanji is seated, he comes out from that, cot that he was sitting. But main point is, whenever we stray away from the path, right, of sadhana, so Bhagwan brings us back if we are sensitive to his voice. Wherever our mind has gone, he shows us that here you will not find what you are looking for. What we are looking for is happiness. He says, if you want it, come back on this path of sadhana. To such Lakshmanji who shows that fear, Goswamiji says, may you have anugraha on me. Sada so sanukula raha mopara krupa sindhu saumitri gunakara. May I never do such a thing because of which you will get angry upon me. May your anugraha always be there. May I never stray away from this path. And let us say, even if I stray away, please bring me back. Ripusudana pada kamala namami sura susila bharata anugami. Now, Goswamiji is doing Vandana to Shatrugnaji, whose description is not very well known in Ramayana. Well known meaning it doesn't come too often. Couple of places that we hear of Shatrugnaji is when he came back with Bharatji from his uncle's place. When that whole episode happened, he comes back, and that is where some description is there. And it is said he killed a Rakshasa called as Lavanasura. But here Goswamiji says, Ripusudana, the one who is slayer of enemies, to his lotus feet I bow down again and again, who always followed Bharatji. Sura, who is very brave, Sushila, has very good personality, character, but he follows Bharatji, Bharata Anugami. Now, who is this Ripu that he killed? Ripu Sudana, one is Lavanasura who was outside, but another Ripu that he has killed, which Goswamiji later says in Vibhishan Gita, Maha Ajaya Samsara Ripu, means this enemy of samsara, which is sustained, which is grown by one person called as Ahankara. Now here Ahankara means pride. Pride about several things. Wherever we touch our hand, there we get Ahankara. Somebody who has won over that Ahankara, that is our Shatrugnaji. It is very difficult to surrender to some person. To say that I will keep all my preferences aside and I will surrender to you. To such Bhagwan, if somebody can surrender, it is said that person is a great devotee. It is even more difficult to serve somebody who is already serving somebody else. Means being dasa of adasa, that is where true ahankara gets tested. Because direct dasa comes under notice. Like Bharatji is dasa of Bhagwan. Bharatji's dasa is Shatrugnaji. Means he is always his chaya, always under his company. That is why we don't see too much of Shatrugnaji's whatever things he did. Aradhya always gets importance, that is, we understand that, Bhagwan Ramchandraji, his leelas we have seen in Tulsi Ramayana. In Ayodhya Kanda, we will see lot of glories of Bharatji. What was his, quality, his heart and everything. So after Aradhya comes Sevaka. Sevaka's dharma, Sevaka's glories are also known to us. Hanumanji's glories are known to us. But one who served that Sevaka, that is where the true test of Ahankara happens. Serving those who are serving. Okay, that is this Ripusudana. Then Goswamiji does pranams to our Hanumanji. Mahabira binavau Hanumana Rama jasu jasa apavakhana. To that great Hanumanji who is Mahabira, who is the abode of all strength, external strength and inner strength also. To that Hanumanji I offer my pranams. And what is the greatness of Hanumanji? He says, Rama jasu jasa apavakhana. Generally, the Sevaka sings glory of Bhagwan, but Hanumanji is one of those few devotees whose glories Bhagwan himself has sung. When Hanumanji comes back after after finding Sita ji and brings the message and tells Bhagwan, Bhagwan is so overwhelmed with Hanumanji's seva, what all things he has done there and how he has done it with single pointedness and devotion to Bhagwan. He says there is nobody, no devata, no person, no muni who has done upakara, who has done, who has helped me in the way that you have helped, and I can do nothing to pay you back. What Bhagwan is saying there is, if I have to give you back something, may you never be in need of that thing. Means if there is some sankat, there is some problem, then you will ask for my help. May you never have problems only. So like that, Bhagwan sings glories of Hanumanji later. But Hanumanji is very alert. He says, Bhagwan, I know this is your last test. You want to see what happens when I praise you, what happens to your devotee. Don't trap me here. I want to remain at your feet. So that is later, whenever we see that, we will see it more elaborately. To that Hanumanji, Goswamiji is doing pranam. He says, Pranavau Pavana Kumara Khalabana Pavaka Jnana Ghana. Who is our Hanumanji? He is Pavan Kumara. And he has this ability to burn. What does he burn? Outside he burned Khalabana, means the wicked forest that was there in Lanka. All those Rakshasas who were there, that Lanka he burnt. But until what point Hanumanji has this ability to burn? Goswamiji says he can burn until ignorance. That ignorance which is there in our heart, even that he can burn through knowledge. Khalabana Pavaka Jnana Ghana. Means he will, those who are devoted to Bhagwan, those who are devoted to Hanumanji, in their heart this knowledge will settle down. Jasu Hrudaya Agara Basahi Rama Sara Chapadhara. Whose heart is such that in his heart Bhagwan himself resides holding this bow and arrow. Means that smriti of Bhagwan is readily available to Hanumanji. That is a stage of maturity in devotion where a devotee doesn't have to remember Bhagwan. There is no effort needed to remember Bhagwan. It is an effortless remembrance. Whenever he looks in his heart, he finds Bhagwan there. Whenever he looks in his mind, he finds thoughts about Bhagwan. Thoughts about Bhagwan could be several ways. It could be the nature of the self. It could be nature of Leelas of Bhagwan. or it could be good values. All thoughts which are related to these topics that he finds there, that is our Bhagwan Ramchandra ji. Mama hrudaya kanja nivasa kuru kamadi khaladala bhanjanam. If kama adi khala, desires, all those negative tendencies, if they are not there in our heart, that means Bhagwan Rama is there. Right? That is what Bhagwan does, seated in our heart. To such Hanumanji, Goswamiji says, I do my pranams. Next Chaupai we'll see in the next session. Now we'll chant the Nama Sankirtanam. You can share the lyrics. Aganita Gunagana Bhushan Rama, Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama, Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama, Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama, Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama, Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama, Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama, Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama, Papa Vimochana Shri Rama, Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama, Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama, Jaya Raghurama Jaya Sita Rama, Vanara Sevita Shri Rama, Varidhi Bandhana Jaya Jaya Rama, Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama, Patita Pavana Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai, Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Hari Om.